So I have this section of a piece of music that I'm really quite proud of. I never finished writing because I never worked out how to actually play it properly. So I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes and then I'm going to play for you how this piece goes and how good at it I am right now. Then I'm going to attempt to use a couple of different techniques that I will show you and demonstrate to improve my speed and my accuracy, my consistency and tone within 30 minutes. And we are off. So the piece looks like this. Sometimes I get in the flow and I've got it. Sometimes I have to slow down in order to get it. And sometimes I just get it wrong completely. And my tempo is very inconsistent. So my goals here are to improve the consistency of the tempo, to improve the accuracy of the notes that I'm playing, and to actually understand what it is that I'm playing. So first things first, and we've got 28 minutes, so we've got loads of time, is I need to actually understand what it is that I'm playing and get a feel for the phrasing and the melodies. And I actually don't know the chords on this instrument very well yet because it's quite new to me, but I have written it all down. So I'm going to get the chords out in front of me and I'm going to analyze the piece, step 1 analysis, and actually get a feel for what chords I'm making. Chord 1 is F minor. And one thing as well is to make sure that you always practice things slowly. Because if you play the wrong thing fast many times, all you're doing is practicing how to play the wrong thing fast many times. If you play the right thing slow many times, then you're practicing how to play the right thing, yes, slowly, but you can build up the speed afterwards. So make sure you're creating the right kind of muscle memory before you create the wrong kind of muscle memory. So I'm going to play these chords slowly. As I'm doing this, I'm actually saying the chord names in my head at the same time. So I'm making the connections in my brain between the shapes that I'm making and the actual chords that I'm playing. I'm kind of learning the pan as I'm writing the song and learning the song at the same time. So the next step is to figure out phrasing. To be aware that I have to be able to get my right hand from this note to this note very quickly. That again is all part of the analysis. So kind of the way that I'm understanding these phrases in my head is that the first time round I start hearing come down, the second time round I just slowly walk back up to the same position again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find the trip up spots and I'm going to drill those trip up spots. And one of the main trip up spots is this. There's double right, but shifting quickly over to the other instrument, not easy, while also still trying to get a similar tone to this pan. So the difference between these instruments is that this one is textured around the outside, around the interstitial area. This one is not. That means this one is a bit warmer and this one is a bit brighter and more metallic. This one is, the notes are isolated a bit more. So I need to try and mimic the sound of this pan on this pan by playing with a curved finger and striking in the center of the note in order to make it warmer and softer rather than this. What I'm doing at the minute is kind of getting over as fast as possible and just hitting it wherever I end up. But I want to be more intentional. So I'm going to drill that by playing it in a few different ways. You see how I'm just finding a bunch of different ways to play that same motion so that I'm getting my body used to it. So I'm creating these pathways, these muscle memory pathways, and making them a little bit more diverse than I need so that it feels more comfortable. And then the other trip up spot was within this higher part. I'm playing quite fast, which means I'm playing quite hard, but actually it doesn't need to happen at all, and it doesn't sound half as nice when you hit it hard. I'm still very much swishing as I'm going from this instrument to this instrument. I wonder if I move it a little bit, that might help, maybe. Woohoo! Careful there, Amy. I've got to get that bounce with my thumb. Okay, now what's happening is I'm panicking because I have about 8 minutes left on the timer, and I want this video to work. I want to prove that you can practice quickly with these techniques, you know? Analysis, drilling. What's next? It's metronome practice. Ideally, I would spend another 10-15 minutes on what I'm doing just to get the tone quality down, but we don't have that time. So, it's time. That was 30 minutes. All right, I think I improved. The second half of the second phrase I'm really struggling with still. But let's see. I was really trying to focus then on quality of tone, keeping the volume low despite getting a little bit faster. I think 120 is a good pace. I think I would probably want to record it at 125, 130-ish. Feels like it wants to be fast. But here we go. All right, I'm going to play no metronome. This is where I'm at after 30 minutes of analysing what it is that I'm actually playing. Zoning in on particular moments that I struggle with and drilling those moments in different ways. Creating different mini exercises to try and play those particular struggle spots a little bit differently, repeating, then later putting on a metronome, focusing on timing, quality of tone, all of that kind of stuff. So let's see if we've improved this, and let's see if I'm inspired to write any more of it. So I'm going to play it slowly. I think I did improve. I think with 1 hour instead of 30 minutes, I think I could have that pretty much nailed. Yeah, I encourage you to utilize these in your practice. Analyze what it is that you're playing or the piece that you're trying to learn. Figure out where your hands need to be at which point, what the movement needs to be. Drill those pathways in small chunks zone in on those small chunks. Move slowly between them, move quickly between them. Try changing the tempo a little bit, try bouncing it instead of playing it straight, playing it in different ways, playing it as an arpeggio with a slightly different note so you can train those patterns and then put it back into the context of the piece. And number one, most important, warm up before you play fast. Alright, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.